Hey guys, do you want to paint something pretty today? Then join me along in this video in which I'm going to show you how to paint this beautiful floral piece using watercolors. As shown on the screen, the materials will be mentioned in the description box below. But let's go through the materials real quick. So for the paper, use 300 GSM cold press watercolor paper, watercolor paints, tissue paper, 2 glasses of water and paintbrushes. I'm going to use number 8, but you can also keep a number 6 handy. Now let's start painting. Let's mix up this beautiful dark color and first start by making a broken spiral. Then water down your paint to make it light and then pull the brush away from the spiral to create these light, beautiful petals for the florals. Do not rub on one spot because even though this paper is thick, it will tear if you rub too much and it won't give that loose watercolor effect that we are going for. So make sure to only pull the brush away once or twice, and don't forget to add a little bit of pigment in the wet areas to make it look looser and prettier. And let's start by painting leaves. For the color you can use green or whatever. It's not compulsory for you to have only green leaves. So let's try something different today and make the leaves in blue. As you can see up close how I paint the leaves by pulling the brush and making a point on both the ends of the leaf, and then of course on the wet area you can add a little bit of dark pigment and it's going to make these beautiful loose watercolor leaves then. And now I'm making another flower, so I exactly don't know what flower this is. That's why it's such a loose and large flower, but of course you can make tinier 4-petaled flowers. It's all upon your wish. This is just an inspiration for you to create your own artwork or own art piece. So as you can see, I'm creating this flower. So it's nothing special, it's just a messy spiral and then watered down paint, and then you just pull the brush away from you or towards the spiral to create these beautiful large watercolor leaves. Add a little bit of pigment on the ends or on the wet areas if you wish to, and bam, you have got a flower for yourself. So yeah, it's just that. And then paint some more leaves wherever you need them. It's totally your wish. And then let's go up close and see. I'm painting these tinier leaves, and you can switch to a smaller brush. Maybe a number 1 or 2 will be good enough. But of course, if you have a little bit of experience of painting with a larger brush, then go for it. Maybe a number 8 or a 6 like I'm using will do. And now I'm painting more leaves using this blue-gray color. So yeah, it's just pull the brush away or towards you, add a little bit of pigment on the ends, and there you've got a leaf. And same for the 4-petaled flowers. So as you can see, I'm just pulling the brush towards me and I'm creating this flower shape, and then in the center I'm adding a little bit of darker pigment just to create a little bit of definition, just a little bit of dimension. You can add that if you wish to, or skip this step. Now I'm making this rose. So this is hinting at a rose, but this is also not very detailed. This is also loose and a little more like a rose than the other larger flowers, but it's all the same. It's just loose florals and nothing more. Just this flower also follows the same steps. Make make a messy spiral and then water down your paint, go and make another spiral around it and add a little bit of pigment on the wet areas, and there you have your loose flower. So watercolors are a medium that you cannot control too much, especially while painting loose florals. So just let the watercolor do its thing, and don't control it too much, and have fun with it. So I'm making all the leaves and flowers in the similar way. Just make sure to have a little bit of variation in the color of the leaves, or it'll just look like blue and pink. So I'm mixing this cool blue gray color to make some more smaller roses, as you can see, and make sure to even have a little bit of variation in the size of the florals or whatever you're painting. So like I'm painting these large flowers, and then I'm painting tinier roses, large leaves and smaller leaves, and so just have fun with it. It's nothing too complicated. It doesn't have to be exactly like mine. You can obviously shift the places of the flowers and the leaves according to the way you want. So this is just my style of painting, and so here's another up close shot of the rose, and in a similar way I'm painting more leaves. So what my target is here is to use less colors, just concentrate on the brush strokes, have fun with the watercolors, and paint something pretty. So I'm making another flower on the edge of this paper, and yes, one main thing that you must remember while making loose flowers is not go over the areas too much. Just go over it once or twice and then just leave it alone. Don't go again, otherwise it will just end up looking like a big blob of mess. So for the leaves also, just go with one or two brush strokes, not too much unless you want a large mess. So if you go over that too many times, then the paper will start buckling, and it will tear, and it will end up looking like a big I don't know. It'll just look like a huge mess. It won't look any good, and if you have made rest of the painting really pretty, then that's going to be of no use if there's going to be a big mess somewhere in the middle of the painting. So make sure not to go over the flowers and leaves too many times. That's the thing that I want to say. So I am adding a little bit of yellow to this palette. So mixing up some sunshine yellow with a little bit of pink and a little bit of white. So it's this peachy yellow. It kind of looks like butter. This buttery yellow. And I'm adding this darker yellow to the center of the flowers, the yellow flowers, and I'm creating darker flowers using the same. And it's just flowers and leaves, different shapes and sizes, and you can position them differently to create a beautiful piece like this one. And now that we have done all the flowers and all the smaller leaves and all, I'm just going to add all of these leaves. As you can see, I'm going to add more leaves and leaves and leaves and leaves. So here I have added all of these leaves, and this is what we have created. Hope you liked my video, and if you did, give it a thumbs up, and yeah, make sure to subscribe to my channel, and that means a lot to me. So make sure to support. Bye guys.